This place was built in the 70s. Had fish in here till like 10 years ago, so we're figuring it out. Then you get down here and things just get crazy. All right guys, major announcement. We're now renting another trout farm kind of right over the West Virginia border. We are gonna be getting this place back online. They were raising fish here in 2017, 18, it's like almost 10 years ago. So we're coming in here and doing all kinds of stuff to try to get the place ready to put fish in here. We do have some fish here already. These 3 tanks need a lot of rehab. Today I'm gonna give you a tour of the property, what's been done, what hasn't been done, and what our hopes and dreams are for the place. So I'd heard about this place for a long time, but didn't know anybody that had any like contact with the people over here. So I found the obituary for one of the guys that used to run this place from like, I don't know, 2006 or something. So I'm looking through the obituary and I just started looking up all his sons and family like on Facebook to see if I could find anybody. I finally found like a name that matched. I messaged the guy about the place and he's like, man, my dad owns it now. I'll reach out to him. And that's kind of how I got connected with this place. And yeah, we're gonna get it back online. At any trout farm, you have a point where the water originates, where it's essentially coming out of the ground. Well, this is that place for this property. This is where the spring is coming out from kind of up under this hill. You see some old spring boxes up here on the hill. You got this one here. You got another spring box here. So this is where the water is originating, that cold, clean mountain water like at our place. This is gonna form a little stream that's gonna go down about 100 feet until it hits the intake. Let's drink some water. Guys, if you can't drink this water, what can you drink? See, people would build these, they would call it trapping the spring. They would trap the spring and then tap the box to feed like their house or cattle water. And then these are the overflows. That's the overflow of this spring box. And then you have another overflow over here, really similar to our setup. You know, you got water coming out of the ground. This is the intake that's feeding these top 3 troughs here. You have a dam, you have kind of an inset where you're gonna send the water into a box, and then here you got, looks like a 4-inch line and then 2 3-inch lines. They're gonna go underground for a little bit and then come up above ground. So right now we don't have the water on because we're fixing some of the lines. So there's a metal plate kind of blocking these so water doesn't go through. But then this lifts up if you need to get in here and fix something or whatever, but this is a really cool design. We like cleaned all this out. This had all kinds of like rocks and all kinds of stuff in it, but it's looking pretty good now. We'll get some of this stuff off. So like I showed you, had those 3 pipes coming from the intake. We weed eated, mowed, and dug through. Here, they're leaking a little bit up here, but here's 1, 2, the 3rd one's right here. This one is broken up here. I'm gonna actually fix that today. But we're gonna be running this water down here. We're gonna continue these lines. There used to be like a concrete pier right here that they would sit on. Then the lines would come up. They actually sat right here on this piece of, I'm almost sure that's why they cut this, because those lines would sit right here and then you'd have all 3 lines coming into this tank. This pile of stuff, we're gonna reuse all this PVC. This is the screen that goes right here in the middle. This screen is what keeps fish from going down the tubes here. So when you have fish in a circle type tank, depending on how many fish you have, it's self-cleaning because all the fish poop, dirt, debris, it's gonna work its way to the middle. And if you have a drain in the middle, the dirt and stuff is always moving towards the middle. Where if you have a rectangle, water hates right angles, and the water doesn't move quite right. So I haven't used circle tanks before, so it's gonna be a little bit of a learning process, but I'm gonna take the measurements and then we're gonna redo the PVC. Yeah, we're gonna reuse some of this stuff. Like this screen was the top screen. So that's like stainless steel, that's expensive. So we're finding all kinds of nifty treasures here. I did another video, I showed you all the mud and trees and everything else growing in here. I think he said these came off like a feed bin or a silo or something they took down. But anyway, we're gonna repair part of the bottom. We're cutting like the 4 bottom bolts, sand it, coat it, put new metal, and coat it again. We've got some like holes and stuff at the bottom of here. These are old automatic feeders that used to be here. So how these work, the fish will bump this wire and it wiggles this and the feed falls down. So over time, the fish are trained to hit this wire like when they want to eat. So it's cool, that's like still here. That's pretty old. So there's 3 of these. You got number 1 right here, number 2, and then number 3 down here. This is what they used when you would crowd fish in here. You would throw them on here and they would slide down to the next trough, and then you would just move this to help you move fish down your lane here. So yeah, we're chipping away. All right, so this was the old feed shed. Here's a couple feed scoops. Actually, look at this. Here's a grater box that's in like literal perfect shape, which is cool. You put fish in here and the fish that are too big to fit through stay in the box. The small fish come out. This looks like maybe like a 1 pound grater. Here's some more pipe. There's some feed scoops. Here's some screen. We'll use that for something. Dude, look at this dip net. Heck yeah. It's crazy how nice stuff stays when you keep it in the dry. Guys, old fishermen never die. They just smell that way. Right here, guys, look at this. Look at this one I just found. I fish, therefore I lie. That's great, we'll have to hang that up. So, this pile of stuff here, obviously the wood we can't use, but these screens were cut as catch boxes for these round tanks. So you could put the catch box in, you could put 2 of them in, you could walk the fish around and crowd them. I'm sure these like literally fit perfectly. Yeah, it's a cool design. I mean, someone spent some time on it for sure. It's been cool to walk around the property and kind of like piece stuff back together, you know? Oh, nice. We got power right here. All right, we're at the 3rd tank right here. So the water is gonna cascade through tank 1, 2, 3, come out this drain. It's gonna hit this trough here and head into the creek. And then we're gonna pick this water back up again in another couple 100 feet at the next intake that's gonna feed the next set of raceways. So we're headed there next. So this is the 2nd intake that's feeding the lower set of troughs. This one, the same as the other. This lifts up so you can get in here if you need to. So obviously this screen is gonna trap any like big debris so it doesn't go down our line and you know, clog it up or anything, because that would cut the water off to the fish. Water's gonna come into this intake. There's a 4-inch line here that sends the water down this pipe and into this raceway. We've made 3 trips here in the last couple weeks. We've got about 9,000 fish in this raceway here. Then you get down here and things just get crazy. So the water comes down through here, and then you can divert the water to cascade down through these next 3 troughs. You put a plug in here, plug that up. We found this other plug. Then you come over here. So you plug that up. So then now you're sending the water through this trough. It's gonna fill up this one, and it's gonna cascade through all 3. So yeah, it's really cool, honestly. So yeah, that's a brief overview of this system. We're kind of building the plane as we fly it, but we do have fish here. We're gonna fill this joker up in a couple months. So, but yeah, it's really cool how the water cascades, because every time it cascades, it's recharging the water. It's putting more oxygen back into the water. You know, if you know at my place is pretty flat, where this is on a really good grade. So yeah, we're hoping to raise some good fish here. If you're liking what you're seeing, just go ahead and go to smokingchimneys.com and order a trout box, and we'll send you some trout.